sense. Now what?
Forcing the two electromagnetic would keep those things from the portals.
They're here.
It's verticing. Buckle up, you beautiful.
Protecting the portals!
Base tracking over Godzilla's location.
Hey guys, today we're diving headfirst into the colossal spectacle that is Godzilla x Kong, the new empire. Grab your popcorn, maybe a hard hat because things are about to get seismic. We kick off with our big ape, Kong, chilling in Hollow Earth, living his best life as the king of his jungle. Meanwhile, our favorite nuclear lizard, Godzilla, is taking a well-deserved nap in the Colosseum, like a very large, scaly, and radioactive house cat. But don't let their calm fool you. Trouble is brewing beneath the surface, literally Monarch. The folks who basically babysit these giant monsters is keeping a watchful eye, blissfully unaware of the ancient horrors about to wake up. This is a passion project for me, and a like or a subscribe is the best way to show your support. So if you're on board, join the crew. If not, thanks for watching anyway. As Monarch systems start pinging like a frantic pinball machine, detecting a colossal energy signature from an uncharted sector of Hollow Earth, it becomes clear that chill is officially off the menu. Imagine a giant glowing blue beacon calling out, not for help, but possibly for trouble. Concurrently, Kong, our big guy, is having a truly awful day. It's not just the existential dread of being the last of his kind that's weighing him down. He's got a toothache so severe it's making him snap at the local, utterly terrified fauna. The thunderous growls of pain echo through the subterranean jungle, a stark contrast to his usual kingly roars. It's like watching a mighty warrior, brought low by a tiny, cavity-ridden problem. The visuals here really hit you, showing Kong trying to scratch an itch he can't reach, a true titan brought to his knees by something as mundane as dental discomfort. This isn't just about a tooth, it's a symptom, a raw nerve hinting at a much larger, more ancient disturbance stirring in the depths. Back on the human side of things, Dr. Eileen Andrews, the ever-so-calm leader, is scratching her head alongside the witty, slightly conspiratorial Bernie Hayes and the wonderfully eccentric Dr. Trapper. They're all trying to make sense of this new, don't touch the glowing thing signal. But it's Gia, Eileen's adopted daughter, who's feeling it most keenly. She's got this super special, somewhat inconvenient psychic link to Kong, and suddenly, her mind is barraged with visions. We're talking flashes of ancient battles, shadowy figures, and a whole lot of primordial fear. It's less Netflix and chill and more ancient prophecy and panic attack. The camera work really sells these flashes. Quick, disorienting cuts that mimic the overwhelming sensory input Gia is experiencing. You can almost feel the chill radiating from these forgotten memories, a deep, resonant hum against your eardrums that speaks of history best left buried. It's not just images, it's a full-body experience, with the weight of generations pressing down on her young shoulders, hinting that this isn't just a new signal, but an awakening of something truly monumental, something tied to her own heritage. Given Kong's gnarly tooth situation, there's only one solution: a dental visit. But when your patient is a 300-foot-tall ape, you don't exactly call your local dentist. Enter Dr. Trapper, Monarch's very own Titan vet, who probably has dental work on large, grumpy primates listed proudly on his resume. The scene is a masterclass in controlled chaos. Imagine the guttural growls of Kong echoing like thunder in the hollow chambers as Trapper, nestled in a reinforced, high-tech cherry picker, gingerly pokes around Kong's massive maw. The metallic clang of his specialized tools reverberates, each sound a testament to the sheer scale of the operation. Kong's exasperated huffs send gusts of wind strong enough to ruffle your hair and probably cause a small hurricane, but he trusts Trapper. It's a surprisingly tender moment amidst the absurdity, showcasing the deep, if slightly bizarre, bond between humanity and these colossal creatures. The visual of Kong's immense eye-watching Trapper, full of weary patience, speaks volumes about their connection. You can practically hear the collective sigh of relief, or perhaps just a very large groan, when that infected tooth is finally extracted, a grotesque relic that's now ready for a museum display, with the mystery signal practically screaming, "Come explore me." And Gia's visions getting more insistent than a telemarketer. Monarch makes the logical and probably insane decision to send a team in. Our intrepid heroes, Eileen, Gia, Trapper, and Bernie, board their specialized HEAVs, which are basically souped-up flying submarines, and plunge into a newly opened portal in Hollow Earth. The visuals here are breathtaking. A kaleidoscope of bioluminescent flora pulses with ethereal light, painting the cavern walls in shades of otherworldly greens and blues. The air itself feels thick, heavy with the scent of ancient earth and something unknown, making your ears pop with the pressure change. They navigate through vast, silent chasms, the only sound the hum of their engines and the distant, echoing drips of unseen water. It's like a psychedelic fever dream, but with the added bonus of giant, potentially toothy, surprises around every corner. This isn't your average Sunday drive. It's a descent into an alien wonderland where every shadow could hide a creature straight out of a forgotten nightmare, adding a layer of thrilling suspense to the breathtaking exploration. You can almost feel the rumbling of the earth, the very ground beneath them whispering secrets millions of years old. Deeper into this glowing, uncharted abyss, Gia's visions lead the team to an unbelievable discovery, a hidden civilization, the Iwai tribe, living in a secluded, almost ethereal city built into the living rock. These aren't just any humans, they're an ancient lineage, keepers of secrets that predate recorded history. The air within their temple hums with a mystical energy, carrying the faint, rhythmic chanting of their people. Gia, feeling an inexplicable pull, touches a glowing handprint on a colossal stone wall, and suddenly, she's home. The Iwai, recognizing her as one of their own, welcome her with reverence, their vibrant, flowing garments a stark contrast to the rough-hewn stone around them. Through a series of intricate pictographs and whispered legends, they reveal a chilling prophecy, tales of a tyrannical ape titan, the Scar King, who once enslaved their ancestors and wielded a power so terrifying it threatened to shatter the very balance of Hollow Earth. The visuals here are stunning, with light catching the ancient carvings, making the stories seem to dance on the walls, a visual symphony of warning. The sense of deep history and forgotten conflict is palpable, adding a profound weight to their current predicament. You can almost hear the soft rustle of ancient robes and the gentle murmur of their solemn warnings, painting a picture of a past that refuses to stay buried. The V stories unfold in a harrowing flashback, revealing the true terror of the Scar King. He wasn't just another big ape. He was a revolutionary, a warlord who dared to challenge the natural order, ruling with an iron fist, or, more accurately, a bone whip. This whip, we learn, is no ordinary leash. It's intricately woven with fragments of a powerful crystal, the very same material that powers Kong's eventual gauntlet. The true shocker? Scar King didn't just fight titans, he enslaved them. His greatest prize, and perhaps his most tragic victim, was Shimo, an ancient ice titan whose power could plunge the world into a new ice age. We see stark images through the Avi's lore of Scar King lashing Shimo, the whip's crack echoing like a gunshot as he bends her immense power to his will. The sheer brutality of his control is gut-wrenching, the visual of a powerful, majestic creature reduced to a weapon, forced to freeze anything in her path. The chills you feel aren't just from Shimo's ice breath. They're from the cold, calculated cruelty of Scar King, a true monster who craves dominance above all else. This revelation provides a deep sense of dread, showing that their current mission isn't just about discovery, but about preventing a historical catastrophe from repeating itself. Meanwhile, far above the Hollow Earth shenanigans, our boy Godzilla is having his own Spidey sense moment. Resting on the surface, probably dreaming of smashing buildings and taking long, radioactive naps, he suddenly perks up. The Earth itself, in its vast, interconnected network, is screaming danger. Giant ape with a bad attitude is coming. Godzilla, ever the overachiever, knows he needs to power up. He doesn't just hit the gym. He hits every nuclear power plant and ancient energy hotspot he can find, greedily slurping up radiation like it's a cosmic smoothie. The transformation is epic. His iconic blue dorsal fins begin to pulse with a vibrant, almost neon pink glow. It's like he's decided his old color scheme was just a bit too understated for the impending apocalypse. The loathrum of the absorbed energy reverberates through the ground, making your teeth vibrate, signaling a change in his very being. It's a striking visual, this majestic beast glowing like a giant, angry neon sign, letting everyone know he's not just awake, he's upgrading. You can almost hear the danger. Will Robinson. Alarms blaring as he prepares for a confrontation of truly epic proportions, a palpable sense of anticipation. Back in Hollow Earth, even with his dental woes temporarily alleviated, Kong is feeling the heavy weight of solitude. He's the king, sure, but ruling an empty kingdom isn't exactly a party. He stomps through the vast, echoing caverns, his massive footsteps thudding against the earth, a sound that resonates with his deep longing. His guttural calls, usually a roar of dominance, are now tinged with a mournful, searching quality, reverberating through the alien landscape, desperate for a reply. The camera lingers on his immense, expressive eyes, conveying a profound sense of isolation that's truly heart-wrenching. He's looking for others, for a family, for anyone who looks remotely like him in this colossal, breathtakingly beautiful, yet ultimately empty world. The silence that greets his calls isn't just a lack of sound. It's a crushing absence, amplifying his loneliness. You can almost feel the tremor in the ground with each hopeful step, and the subsequent drop in your stomach as no answer comes. It's a poignant reminder that even the biggest, baddest ape needs a buddy, or at least someone to share a banana with, which really hammers home the character-driven aspect of his journey here. He's not just an ape, he's a lonely soul. Just when Kong is about to resign himself to a life of solitary majesty, he finally finds another ape. But this isn't exactly the family reunion he was hoping for. He encounters Zuko, a smaller, younger, and utterly feral ape, who's less hello, cousin, and more get out of my territory, giant weirdo. Zuko, despite being a fraction of Kong's size, is a scrappy little firecracker, brandishing a sharpened bone like it's Excalibur and chittering defiantly. Their first interaction is a hilarious, if tense, dance of intimidation, with Kong trying to convey "I come in peace" and Zuko screaming "I will cut you." The crackle of their initial standoff fills the air, a mix of aggressive chitters and exasperated grunts. However, Kong, showing a remarkable amount of patience for someone who could accidentally squash him, manages to communicate the existence of a larger, more sinister threat. The visual of Kong gently, almost comically, trying to explain his predicament to this tiny, furious ball of rage is gold. A reluctant alliance begins to form, a strange mentor-mentee dynamic taking shape as Zuko, sensing a deeper danger, slowly, grudgingly, accepts Kong's protection, becoming his tiny, aggressive sidekick. You can practically hear Zuko's tiny, indignant huffs as he decides to join forces, a true testament to the movie's charm. Zuko, it turns out, is a bit of a Hollow Earth expert, probably because he's been dodging Scar King's goons for ages. He leads Kong through treacherous, glowing jungle paths, the thick, humid air pressing in around them, towards the heart of Scar King's territory. As they crest a ridge, the horrifying truth of Scar King's reign is laid bare, a massive ape settlement, built into the very rock, swarming with enslaved, downtrodden apes. The visuals are stark, a chilling contrast to the vibrant beauty of the rest of Hollow Earth. We see the dull, resigned looks on the faces of the captive apes, their movements slow and forced, their once proud roars replaced by whimpers. The very ground rumbles with the thud of forced labor, a grim, rhythmic beat. Kong feels a surge of primal anger, a resonant growl vibrating in his chest, seeing his distant kin treated as mere tools. The scene radiates a heavy sense of oppression and despair, the air thick with unspoken fear. It's a harsh realization for Kong. This isn't just about finding family. It's about freeing them from a tyrant, a cause that ignites a new, fierce determination within him. The stark visual of the oppressive architecture and the subdued movements of the enslaved creates a palpable sense of injustice, truly cementing Scar King as a force of pure evil. Deep within the oppressive heart of the Scar King's lair, Kong and Zuko witness the full extent of the tyrant's power. Scar King sits upon a crude, bone-laden throne, his posture oozing malevolent authority. In his hand, he wields the glowing blue control crystal, the source of Shimo's torment. With a flick of his wrist, a pulse of energy, almost a sinister hum, radiates from the crystal, causing Shimo to stir, her enormous body trembling under his command. The ground beneath them shudders with the sheer force of her movements, the air growing instantly frigid as her ice breath billows out, a tragic display of her enslaved power. The visual of Shimo, a creature of immense, beautiful power, reduced to a mere puppet, is heartbreaking. Her mournful, low growls echo, filled with an ancient sadness, conveying her suffering far more eloquently than any dialogue could. Kong realizes the gravity of the situation. Scar King isn't just a physical threat. He's a master manipulator, holding a key to unleashing a devastating, world-ending power. The chilling clarity of this moment, the clack of Scar King's whip against the ice really drives home the stakes, making it clear that liberating Shimo is just as crucial as defeating Scar King himself. You can almost feel the bone-deep chill radiating from Shimo, a silent plea for liberation. Kong, seeing the sheer cruelty of Scar King and the plight of the enslaved apes, can't contain his fury any longer. With a primal roar that rattles the very foundations of the cavern, he charges, a massive, hairy embodiment of righteous anger. This isn't just a fight, it's a clash of ideologies. But Scar King isn't playing fair. He's fast, cunning, and he wields that bone whip like a conductor, leading a symphony of pain. The crack of the whip against Kong's hide resonates like a lightning strike, sending tremors through the rock. The blows land with sickening thuds, and Kong, despite his immense strength, finds himself overwhelmed. Then, Scar King brings in his secret weapon, Shimo. At his command, bursts of ice erupt, freezing parts of the arena, sending a biting cold through the humid air. The shriek of ice forming against rock, combined with Shimo's pained roars, creates an auditory nightmare. Kong, hampered by the frigid blasts and the constant stinging from the whip, is clearly outmatched. His grunts of exertion turn into frustrated roars as he grapples with an enemy who fights dirty and controls a weapon of mass destruction. It's a gut punch of a scene, showing our hero at his most vulnerable, a brutal dance of primal fury and tactical cruelty. The visual of Kong being whipped and blasted with ice is a truly painful one, making you physically recoil with each impactful strike. The battle takes a grim turn. Kong, despite his valiant efforts, is simply overpowered. The relentless crack of Scar King's whip, combined with Shimo's bone-chilling blasts, leaves him battered and bruised. His heavy thuds against the ground become less assertive, more a sign of struggle. He takes a devastating blow that sends him sprawling, the impact reverberating through the cavern floor, a sickening crunch. The air itself seems to sigh in defeat. Wounded, exhausted, and with a new, profound respect for Scar King's ruthlessness, Kong knows he can't win this alone. With a pained growl, he begins a desperate retreat, a limping, heavy climb up one of the ancient vortexes leading to the surface. The sound of his labored breathing, mixed with the echoes of his defeat, is truly somber. The camera emphasizes his struggle, each upward movement a Herculean effort against gravity and his injuries. It's a moment of profound vulnerability for our usually invincible hero, showing him at his lowest point. He's not just escaping. He's retreating, forced to abandon his newfound kin and acknowledge that this fight is bigger than any single Titan. He needs help, and there's only one other alpha he can possibly turn to. The visual of his wounded, weary climb out of the vibrant hollow earth into the comparatively drab light of the surface is a poignant reflection of his crushing defeat. Back with the humans, the dire news of Kong's brutal beatdown sends shivers down everyone's spines. The gravity of Scar King's threat, amplified by Kong's vulnerability, becomes horrifyingly clear. It's time for some desperate measures. This is where Jia truly shines. Embracing her Iwai heritage, she stands amongst her newfound family, eyes closed, her hands glowing with an inner light. She's not just talking to Kong anymore. She's sending out a psychic SOS, a desperate plea reverberating through the Earth's ancient ley lines. The air crackles with energy, a soft, ethereal hum that you can almost feel vibrating in your chest. Her voice, though silent, resonates with the power of generations, reaching out not only to Kong, but to the very fabric of the world, a call to the ancestors, a desperate cry for balance. The Iwai around her watch with solemn reverence, their soft chants accompanying her powerful mental projection. It's a visually stunning and emotionally charged moment, showcasing Jia's growth and her pivotal role in this epic conflict. The subtle shimmers of energy, the low, steady thrum of her power, all underscore the critical nature of her actions, setting the stage for a truly monumental intervention. You can feel the sheer force of her will, a quiet, yet incredibly potent, wave of determination washing over the scene. And then, the moment we've all been waiting for, the big guy answers the call. Godzilla, now radiating that fabulous pink glow, isn't messing around. He's felt the tremor of Scar King's power, sensed the shift in the global balance, and probably got a mental nudge from Jia. With a thunderous, defiant roar that tears through the atmosphere, he unleashes his full atomic breath, not at an enemy, but at the Earth itself. A colossal, pink-hued beam rips through the planet's crust, carving a direct, smoking tunnel straight down into hollow Earth. The sheer force of the blast reverberates, a deafening sonic boom that shakes everything around for miles. Dust, rock, and molten earth explode outwards as he descends, a furious, living drill heading straight for the source of the trouble. The visual of his enormous, glowing form plunging into the gaping maw he's just created is utterly breathtaking, a truly iconic entry. It's less subtle infiltration and more I'm here, I'm pink, and I'm going to smash something. You can almost feel the ground tremble beneath you, and the roar of the descending Titan sends a shiver down your spine, signaling that the big guns have finally arrived, ready to restore cosmic order with a healthy dose of atomic chaos. This entrance is pure, unadulterated, glorious destruction, all for a good cause. Godzilla's grand entrance into Hollow Earth is less friendly hello and more who invited this guy. He lands with an earth-shattering thud, shaking the entire cavern, his pink glow casting ominous shadows. He immediately comes face to face with a very battered, very grumpy Kong. The air crackles with old rivalry, a low, rumbling growl emanating from both titans, a metallic rasp from Godzilla, and a deeper, chest-vibrating rumble from Kong. It's like two rival gang leaders sizing each other up, ready to throw down. But then a larger, more sinister rumble echoes through the cavern. Scar King's forces are on the move. The sound of distant chittering and the thud of many heavy feet reaches their ears, overriding their personal beef. The camera captures the subtle shift in their expressions, the way their eyes, full of ancient animosity, slowly turn towards the encroaching threat, a silent agreement forming. It's a grudging truce, a powerful moment where they realize some enemies are too big to fight alone. The tension, the unspoken communication, and the eventual, almost imperceptible nod of alliance between the two titans is a masterful piece of storytelling, setting the stage for the ultimate tag team match. You can almost feel the air growing, heavy with their combined, barely contained power, now directed at a common, more terrifying foe. Scar King, ever the opportunist, isn't waiting for a formal invitation. Seeing the Alpha Titans ready to rumble, he decides, you know what, let's take this show on the road. With a triumphant cackle, he forces Shimo to blast open another portal, this time not downwards, but upwards, straight to the unsuspecting surface world. And where do they land? None other than beautiful, vibrant Rio de Janeiro. Because why pick a deserted island when you can cause maximum pandemonium in a bustling metropolis? The deafening roar of the portal opening, followed by the crunch of concrete and the terrified screams of the populace, plunges the city into instant chaos. Scar King, perched menacingly atop Shimo, leads his entire ape army through, their chittering war cries echoing between skyscrapers, the sight of these ancient, monstrous apes swarming through the streets, tearing through buildings like they're made of paper, is absolutely terrifying. You can almost feel the ground shake with every thudding step, the air filled with the metallic shriek of tearing steel and the terrified cries of thousands. It's a stark, brutal contrast between the vibrant human world and the sudden, overwhelming primal invasion, signaling that the new empire is here, and it's not asking nicely. The visual of Scar King's malevolent grin as he surveys the destruction is chilling, truly cementing his role as a universal threat. Rio de Janeiro instantly transforms from a party city to a battleground. The moment Scar King and his ape minions spill onto the streets, it's a cacophony of destruction. Godzilla, with a roar that vibrates through your very bones, charges straight for Scar King, their colossal bodies slamming together with the force of an asteroid impact. The sounds of their punches, deep, concussive thuds, echo through the shattered cityscape. Meanwhile, Kong, with his own thunderous growls, wades into Scar King's ape army, a one-ape wrecking crew, swatting them aside like annoying flies. Each impact of his massive fist is accompanied by a satisfying hump and a shower of debris. But Scar King still has Shimo, who, under his cruel command, unleashes devastating ice attacks. Buildings are instantly frozen solid, then shatter with a crystal-like crack, raining down deadly shards. The air is filled with the shrieks of terror, the roars of the titans, the metallic grind of twisting steel, and the explosive impact of their blows. It's a sensory overload, a whirlwind of chaos and destruction. The sheer scale of the battle, playing out amidst iconic landmarks, is awe-inspiring and terrifying. You can almost feel the icy wind from Shimo's breath and the ground trembling beneath the colossal impacts, emphasizing the utter devastation wrought by this titan clash. This isn't just a fight, it's a citywide demolition derby, with very high stakes for humanity, with Kong doing his best, but still getting overwhelmed by Scar King's relentless forces. The human team knows he needs a power-up. Luckily, Dr. Trapper, ever the genius, inventor and apparently a pro at crafting giant ape accessories, has a solution. From a specially modified helicopter, he bravely swoops in, navigating the chaotic skies of Rio amidst the Titan brawl. His mission: to deliver Kong's new toy. The BAST glove is a magnificent piece of engineering, a colossal, metallic gauntlet designed to amplify Kong's already formidable strength. The helicopter hovers precariously, buffeted by the immense air currents generated by the battling titans, the whir of its rotors barely audible above the din. As Trapper expertly maneuvers, the glove locks onto Kong's wrist with a satisfying, powerful clunk. A sound that reverberates with newfound power. Kong, looking at his enhanced fist, feels the surge of energy, a new, metallic rasp to his growl. It's a literal game changer, giving him the edge he desperately needs against Scar King's cunning and Shimo's ice blasts. The visual of that massive gauntlet sliding into place is pure wish fulfillment, marking the moment Kong becomes truly ready for a rematch, his confidence returning with every flex of his powerful, now armed, hand. You can almost hear the triumphant blare of a heroic fanfare as he charges back into the fray. With the BAST glove firmly in place, Kong isn't just fighting. He's now hitting delete on Scar King's plans. He charges back into the fray with a roar of pure, unadulterated fury, each swing of his gaunted fist delivering a punch that ripples through the very fabric of reality, or at least through concrete skyscrapers. The metallic clang of his improved punches against Scar King's bone whip now sounds less like a struggle and more like a definitive statement. When that glowing gauntlet connects, Scar King doesn't just recoil, he flies. The impact sends him hurtling through buildings with a satisfying crash. And a cloud of dust, the tide of the battle visibly shifts. Kong, no longer just deflecting ice, is now smashing through it, his gauntlet glowing with an inner strength. He's taking on Scar King's entire army, each thundering step and powerful swing a testament to his newfound advantage. The sounds of destruction are still there, but now they're punctuated by Kong's triumphant roars, a clear signal that the tables have turned. You can almost feel the air crackle with the raw power emanating from Kong, a palpable sense of momentum building as he reclaims his dominance. It's a thrilling, visceral experience, watching our hero finally get the upper hand, bringing a much-needed sense of yes. To the chaotic symphony of battle, the battle reaches its fever pitch. Kong, with Godzilla providing heavy backup because teamwork makes the dream work. Even for Kaiju, knows the real target, Scar King's control crystal. It's the key to everything, the digital leash keeping Shimo enslaved. With a cunning move and a powerful, gaunted swing, Kong lunges for Scar King, not to land a body blow, but to smash the source of his power, the crystal, which has hummed. With malevolent energy throughout the movie, now emits a high-pitched, metallic shriek as Kong's fist, glowing with raw power, connects. It shatters into 1,000 sparkling shards with a definitive shatter. The sound reverberating with finality, the effect is instantaneous and dramatic. Shimo, suddenly free from the psychic shackles, lets out a roar of liberation, a sound that's less pain, more pure, unadulterated fury. And guess who she directs that fury at? Her former tormentor, Scar King. The visuals are electric as Shimo, now a force of nature unbound, turns her devastating ice breath on her enslaver. It's a satisfying, almost poetic reversal as Scar King, for the first time, feels the true, uncontrolled power of the beast he once chained. You can almost feel the collective sigh of relief, and perhaps a small cheer, as justice is finally served and the balance of power is decisively, with Scar King banished to the shadow realm of never coming back and Shimo finally free to be her magnificent, icy self. Hollow Earth breathes a collective sigh of relief. The oppressive atmosphere lifts, replaced by a sense of hope and renewal. Kong, now truly embracing his role, not just as a king, but as a protector and leader, establishes a new home for the liberated apes. We see him sitting on his throne, a humble perch carved into the rock, but it feels more regal than any gilded chair. Zuko, no longer the scrappy, angry juvenile, stands proudly by his side, a loyal second-in-command. The sounds of construction, of new homes being built, replace the clang of forced labor. The chittering of the apes is now one of joy and camaraderie, not fear. The vibrant flora and fauna begin to flourish, painting the landscape in renewed, brighter hues. It's a beautiful, resonant scene of rebuilding and community, showcasing Kong's journey from a lonely wanderer to a beloved patriarch. You can almost hear the rustling of new life, the gentle murmurs of a civilization finding its footing after generations of oppression. It's a visual and auditory balm after the intense chaos, showing that even after cataclysmic battles, life and hope find a way to thrive in this wondrous, hidden world, all thanks to a very big, very good ape. Back on the surface, with the cosmic threat dealt with, Godzilla, our pink-hued hero, returns to his usual routine of napping in the deepest parts of the ocean, a cosmic alarm clock set for the next time someone messes with Earth's balance. Meanwhile, the human team, Eileen, Bernie, and Trapper, are left to process the sheer insanity they've just witnessed. They stand overlooking a beautiful sunset, the colors a stark, peaceful contrast to the recent devastation. Gia, however, is the picture of serenity. She's no longer plagued by overwhelming visions. Her powers, once a burden, are now a source of quiet strength. She smiles, a subtle but profound expression of peace, accepting her unique place as a bridge between humanity and the Titans. The gentle rustle of the breeze, the distant sound of waves, all contribute to a feeling of calm acceptance. It's A thoughtful moment reminding us that while the Titans protect the planet, humans are here to understand and connect with it. The world, though scarred, has found a new, precarious balance, and our human heroes have played an indispensable part in achieving it. You can almost hear a collective sigh of relief, a moment of profound gratitude for the colossal protectors, and a hopeful glance towards a future where coexistence, however improbable, is now a tangible reality. As we close out this epic saga, it's clear that the Titans aren't just monsters. They're forces of nature, primal guardians who remind us of the immense power and mystery that still exist in our world. Godzilla x Kong, the new empire, delivered a spectacle of colossal proportions. But at its heart, it was a story about family, belonging, and finding your place in a universe far bigger than yourself. Kong's journey from lonely wanderer to a king with a thriving family, and Godzilla's unwavering commitment to balance, are powerful testaments to courage and adaptation. It leaves us with a sense of wonder, prompting us to consider what other ancient secrets lie beneath our feet, waiting to be discovered. This film truly inspires us to look beyond the surface, to appreciate the delicate balance of our ecosystem, and to remember that even the mightiest among us thrive when we find our community. What a ride!